If your inner voice were a book, would you want to keep reading it? I think that's a very good question. Okay, so I'm going to say it again. If your inner voice were a book, would you want to keep reading it? For too many people, our inner story is filled with self-doubt, fear, and old wounds, things from our past. And maybe you were told that you weren't good enough, you're not smart enough, or you're not worthy of love. And now that voice has become your own voice. Most of us pick up where our abuser leaves off. So you could hear these things for years of your life. You're too stupid. You're too ugly. You're not good enough. Nobody loves you. Nobody cares about you. Nobody thinks about you. And you hear it from this external person or people. And initially it's like, wow, that hurts. But then what do? We create a part that wants to protect us. And that part that wants to control the pain is going to now protect us from these external forces, these external words. So that part, in an effort to try to protect us, is going to tell us, nobody loves you, nobody cares about you, just get over it. It's practicing self-acceptance. However, the self-acceptance that it's practicing is not true, and it's hurtful. It's very hurtful, but it's trying to control the pain. So if I am replaying, I'm not worthy, I'm ugly, nobody loves me, nobody cares about me, nobody thinks about me, nobody gives a shit what happens to me, nobody calls me. If I am in control of playing that, then I wake up every day not expecting anybody to do that, because why would they? Why would anybody call me? Nobody cares. Just remember, nobody actually cares. Nobody actually loves you. Nobody's actually thinking about you. I'm managing that pain. And then when somebody does call or somebody does reach out, I'm instantly suspicious of them and think, oh, why are they calling me? What do they want? What are they trying to get from me? Are they trying to hurt me? We start to just pick up where the abuser leaves off, and we stay in a cycle of self-loathing. That shit is not true. Like, it's not true. None of that is true. We're just trying to control the pain, and now we have this part that is trying to protect us, but we're not getting the truth, okay? The truth is that you can rewrite the story. And today I'm going to show you how to do just that. And we're going to use the love method, okay? So that you can shift from self-doubt to self-worth. So we're going to start with the L. Look at the old story you've been telling yourself. Before you can rewrite your inner narrative, you have to understand, where did it come from to begin with? Okay, so you're going to ask yourself, what's the core belief that I hold about myself? An example might be, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, I always mess things up, I don't deserve love. Where did you first hear that message? Who was the first person that made you feel that way? And is that story true? Or is it something that you've just been taught to believe about yourself? I'm going to say it's probably something that you've been taught to believe about yourself. Okay. So your thoughts are not facts all the time. Okay. They're just repetitive stories, and you have the power to change the story. You have the power to see the story differently. You know, it's like a movie with multiple endings, and you get to choose the ending, or you get to choose the actions of the character and then see how it ends based on those things. That's not just like in a movie, it's not just in a video game, that's in real life. You get to choose what your next move is. You get to choose what your next steps are, so that you can write the story that you want to write, not the one that's been imposed on you. Okay. So step 2 is the letter O. So own the narrative, take back control. Self-doubt is it's a habit and one that has been conditioned into us. But just because you were taught to doubt yourself does not mean that you have to keep doing it. So we're going to reframe that narrative. And instead of saying, I always mess up, we're going to try to say, I'm learning and I'm growing every single day. Instead of saying I'm not enough, we're going to say, I'm worthy exactly as I am. Even if I changed nothing except for my self-doubt, I'm worthy exactly as I am. Instead of saying no one will ever love me, you can say I am deeply lovable no matter what. And if no one else on this planet loves me, I love me. I love myself. Just because, this whole thing, there is that belief sometimes that no one else on the whole entire planet. There are over 7 billion, with a B, 7 billion people on this planet. First of all, it's going to sound a little rough, but you are not that special that no one else will ever love you. It's not possible. There are other people who absolutely will love you. If you imagine each of our lives is in a cup, right? And we live inside this cup, and this is our world. And our world is filled with guilt and shame and manipulation and people being mean to us, and we are trying to protect ourselves. This is just your world. Now let's duplicate this. Let's make this 7 billion cups around. If you leave your cup and you enter somebody else's cup, guess what? It's a whole new experience. And then when you come back to your cup, things are going to start to change because you've got a different perspective. And now when someone visits you, they're going to bring their energy to you. There's 7 billion possibilities out there. 7 billion potential people to love you. Maybe the people that you were born into or that you live in a neighborhood with, maybe those aren't your people. But you've got to get out of your cup and go visit other cups, other countries, cities, people, different games, different whatever it is. I could go on about that for days because there's like trillions of opportunities and possibilities, but we've got to step out of what we've been living in because there are people out there who will love you. There are people out there who will accept you as you are. I accept everybody as they are. I don't have to like everything about, what somebody stands for, but I can still appreciate somebody who is a human being, who is here, who is struggling, who is going through something. But again, if you feel alone, I can't make you not feel alone. You are in control of that. You're in control of what's happening in your cup. Okay. And I want you to fill that cup with a bunch of love and good feelings. Now I am doing what I always do and I'm getting off track. So if we're talking about rewriting the story, so if the story you're telling yourself is hurting you, why do you keep repeating it? Why? I think that's a very good question. And we don't stop to think about that. It's like, why am I telling myself this stuff every single day? It doesn't feel good. Why do I keep saying this? Why am I giving these experiences so much power? Let's rewrite it. Okay. Rewrite the dang story, which brings us to the letter V. Validate and heal the part of you that believed the old story. The voices of self-doubt, it's just a wounded part of you. So those voices or voice, it is a wounded part of you that needed to protect you. It was developed to protect you. And maybe it was trying to keep you safe from rejection. Maybe it was trying to keep you safe from failure. Whatever it was, that part of you, we just have to validate it. That's how we heal. But we have to admit. We have to admit so that we can validate, right? So what do we say to that part? We say, I see you. I know you were trying to protect me, but I don't need this story anymore. It's time to write a new one. And you're safe now. We don't always realize that we are safe now. And a lot of times, so I used to use age, and I would ask people, wait, what age were you when this happened? And age is a funny thing because, like, I'm 5'5". I've been 5'5" since I was 13 years old. My height has never changed, right? But my age has obviously changed. It continues to change every year. So instead, what I like to ask people is, how tall were you when you first felt this? How tall were you when this first happened? Because then you can visually see, like, oh, I was 8 years old. I was like, I don't know how tall an 8-year-old is. We'll just say like 4 feet tall. I was 4 feet tall. And you could visually see, wow, that was a little kid. I was 5. Wow. I was just barely walking. I mean, when you think about it, like, you had 3, 4 years experience walking, you know, you were just little. And so try to imagine, like, how tall was I when these things were happening? Sometimes it didn't happen until adulthood, and then you can come up with a different way to visualize where you were. What did your hair look like? What kind of makeup were you wearing? Or, you know, what was your body type then? Because, right, when you're younger, you tend to be more healthy. So try to see, like, where were you at? But the height thing really helps to put it in perspective. Like, damn, I was like 6 years old when I started feeling this. I was a wee baby. I was so short. But you're safe now. You're an actual grown person, and now you are safe. We've really got to get that, like, locked in, that I'm okay now and I can handle a lot. Just reflect back. You've already handled a lot. Okay. So self-doubt, it's literally, it's not your identity. It's a wound. Okay. And wounds can be healed. We see it all the time. They can absolutely be healed. And finally, E, embrace your new story and speak it daily. Your new story, it is not going to stick overnight. You are going to default. You're going to think the things, and then you're going to beat yourself up because you're thinking the things that you swore you weren't going to think anymore, and you promised yourself you were going to change, and you're going to start writing this new story, and you're going to journal every day. But here you are, trapped in the same cycle, spinning down that dark hole again. It happens. It happens. The thing is, as soon as you realize, like, oh crap, it's been like 5 days and I haven't journaled, in that moment, grab your pen. And if you don't have your journal, grab a piece of paper, sticky note, whatever, and just write down, oh crap, it's been 5 days since I journaled. I feel kind of bad. I let myself down. I don't know why I can't, continue to stay on track when this is something that I really, really want. Period. Take your note, stick it in your journal. Done. You just journaled something. Okay. So when you're rewriting your story, those old things are going to come up. That's how we're wired. We are wired to protect ourselves. And this part has been in protection mode for so long, not going to immediately go away. So you're going to have to practice, and you're going to have to practice believing in yourself, and just do it over and over and over again. Okay. It's something that you can do that really, really helps to reinforce self-worth is mirror work. And that is when you look at yourself in the mirror. You can do it every morning, every night, every afternoon, whenever you choose to do it. Just make eye contact with yourself and say, I am worthy. I am enough. I trust myself. You can also write a letter and address it to your younger self and tell your younger self that you are loved and you are safe and you are enough and you've grown up to be whatever age. And at that time, maybe you weren't in a place where you could care for yourself, and you were living in survival mode and you were doing what you needed to do to protect yourself. But now you're grown, and now you can do this and go back and nurture and say sorry to yourself, even though it wasn't your fault. Let yourself know, like, I am here for you. I am here for you now, and we are safe. Okay. We also want to catch and replace. So every time you catch yourself, with an old doubt creeping in, replace it with a new truth. Okay? Your mind, it's like an echo or like a Siri. It's always listening. So make sure that it hears a story worth believing. Okay. So your inner story shapes your entire life. And guess what? You hold the pen to the story. So if you want, drop a comment below and let me know what is one self-limiting belief that you are going to replace today. And I will share one of my own, and we can start rewriting these stories together. Okay. Until next time. Stay authentic, stay empowered, and most importantly, stay true to yourself.